Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'll be decluttering some of my lipsticks with you guys today. I have some lipsticks I've owned embarrassingly long, so it's definitely time for these items to go, and spoiler alert, everything you see will be decluttered today. So let's get into it. I'm going to start this video with the most embarrassing item I own. This is from Clarins. It is their Jolie Rouge Brilliant lipstick in the shade 03 Guava. Now, this one has a really beautiful packaging, which is probably partly why I've kept this long. This thing is at least 7 years old. I don't really have any excuse on why I've kept this product this long other than that I love the shade. So let's look at the shade. It is a really beautiful shade. As you can see, it has been used quite a bit, and here's a little swatch of it. This is, like the name says, a brilliant lipstick, so it has this kind of a glossy finish. It looks very natural, like Your Lips But Better shade, and if they still have this shade Guava, I'd definitely reconsider purchasing this. I really like the formula. It stays on. It's perfect for dry lips. So those are probably reasons why I've kept it this long, but it's really time for it to go now. The next item or items are all from Sephora, and these are their Kiss Me kind of kissable balms. I have 4 of them here, and honestly, I don't know again how long I've had them, but let's look at them a little bit closer. This is the shade Beach Melba. It looks really pretty. I can totally see why I've kept it this long. I believe these were like a balmy sheer formula. It adds a little bit of color to your skin, but not too much. And I think these were only a couple of dollars in the sale section, which is why I got so many of these. Let's look at the next shade. This one is called Strawberry Fizz, and it is this beautiful shade as well. Again, feels really hydrating because it's this balmy type of shade. And the third one is called Pink Bubblegum. It's definitely gone bad. It has changed color, and nothing really came out of it except this kind of faint glossy finish. But I do remember this not being that pigmented to begin with, so that might have been the original color as well. Now the last one is called Lucky Cherry, and I remember this one being my least favorite of all of these. And I think it's because it has this kind of micro glitter in it. It's the third one there. It's super patchy. I don't know. A little piece came out of it too. Definitely gone bad, but I remember not liking these kind of glittery lip balms from Sephora. So I haven't seen these on Sephora's website for a while, so they've definitely been discontinued. But if they at some point pop up, they were quite nice. And I do think they were like maybe $6 or something, and they were on sale for $3 when I got them. So I definitely got some use out of them. The shape is kind of odd. You can't get a precise application with it by any means. So I don't know if I'd repurchase just because I have so many lip balms already, but I do remember really liking this Beach Melba one, but like I said, I would probably not repurchase even if they were available. So the next lipstick I have for you guys is from e.l.f. and this is their moisturizing lipstick in the shade Wink Tang. I remember this being one of their classic lipstick shades. Unfortunately, this one has gone bad. It has grown some fuzzies on it. This is one of the telltale signs that your lipstick is no longer usable when it appears like kind of hairy. I'm not going to even swatch this. That just looks really gross, but these moisturizing lipsticks, and I think other e.l.f. lipsticks as well, have this bottom that you can pull out, and there's a little bit of like that glossy shade, so you may be able to tell a little bit better what the shade was like. But it is a beautiful shade. I'm not sure if they carry this anymore. If they do, I'll add a subtitle that tells you what the price is currently, but as you can see from the base, it's definitely no good anymore. I'm going to have to declutter this. The next item I have from e.l.f. is one of their lip scrubs, and I do really enjoy these lip scrubs in this form. This one is the original one, I believe, clear, and it's definitely gone bad. Looks blotchy. I think I've repurchased this already in another I think it was rose or something, but these were only a couple of dollars and definitely worth it. They're really nice and easy, especially if you think that kind of potted lip scrub is kind of messy. These do the job just fine. So I will probably repurchase these at some point if they're still available. The next item I have for you guys is Clinique's Almost Lipstick in the shade Black Honey. This is the freebie packaging. You get these frequently when you purchase something as their little gifts. And this is a wonderful Your Lips But Better shade. I already have a new one of this, so this old one has to go. But you can see it's been sweating, or maybe you can't, but it has been sweating a lot from the side of it. That's another sign that your lipstick might be going bad, so this one has to go. But even if I didn't get these as freebies, I do really enjoy this shade, and I would probably pay the $20 to about $20 that these cost. It is a beautiful shade, so if you get this as a freebie, definitely put it into use. I think it'll complement multiple different skin tones. I don't know if you can hear that barking in the background. It seems like some dogs are having a field day today. The next item I have for you guys is from Clinique as well, and this is their long-lasting lipstick in the shade Bamboo Pink. This is another freebie that's frequently included in their gifts, and it is this beautiful frosty nude, brownish nude shade. I really do like this shade, and I've gotten a lot of use out of these as the years have gone by. I hope I have one of these as an extra somewhere, because it is like another one of those everyday shades. This is just a little bit frostier than Black Honey, but it's not like noticeably frosty. It's definitely kind of an everyday, very wearable color. Next lipstick I have is actually a lip balm from e.l.f. and this is a pinky shade called, well, Pink. As you can see, it's quite pigmented for a lip balm, and I do remember liking this, but there's something about it. I'm not going to try this on my lips anymore. It's been with me for too long. But I do think it had sort of a cooling effect that I wasn't quite the biggest fan of. So if you don't like that in your lipsticks, definitely pass this one. I'll check if this is still available. But it has SPF 15, which is nice. And it does give you a little bit of a color payoff. I think e.l.f. has some really good lip products in general. And this is no exception. But I'll probably not repurchase since of that minty feeling that you get from this. Next up, I have a couple of Tarte minis. These are all the Tarteist lip paints. I have 3 in the regular lip paint series, and then I have 3 more in the glossy lip series. All of these are beautiful shades that I've gotten a lot of use out of. Let's look at the first one. This is the regular lip paint in the shade FOMO, and it is a beautiful shade. It looks a little bit patchy and thick. I think that's because this product has probably expired, but I would purchase these lip paints again, or at least if I get sample size, I'll definitely put them into use. But I do enjoy the formula. It is not too drying, but it is quite pigmented. So that is the shade FOMO. Here is the shade Bestie, and this is a beautiful brownish nude. I definitely should have used this one more. I do really enjoyed the swatch. And this one is in the shade Rosé, another beautiful brownish pink. Definitely hope that I would have used more of this. That's the point of these declutters, maybe, is to go through my collection as well to see if some of these products are still usable so I can bring them back into use. Because with a large collection like mine, I know mine is like not exceptionally large, but it is too large for one person. I tend to forget that I own some of these beautiful shades and then I don't use them. So I think I'll have to do these declutters more often. But this Rosé is just a beautiful shade. Next up, I have the glossy formula, and here is the shade Double Tap, I believe. I couldn't quite tell because it's so worn, but this looks like a beautiful glossy brownish nude. I love this kind of type of shade, and I think I've gotten a lot of use out of it. There wasn't a whole lot left in this one. This is the shade Goals, another beautiful peachy nude. And the last shade, I believe it said WCW, although I'm not quite sure. I think I've used a lot of this one, so the name had worn off. But this looks like a really beautiful glossy wine. I've definitely enjoyed using all of these Tarte lip paints, and I will keep my eye out for more of these tiny kind of sample or deluxe sample size ones. I don't know if they sell these minis. Actually, I should check, because I feel like this is the perfect size for me, the person that switches their lip look every day. I don't normally wear the same lipstick 2 days in a row, so I never go really through these liquid lipsticks. Next up, I have a product from Ulta Store brand. This is their lip butter, and this is in the shade Top Shelf. I had several of these. I don't know what has happened to the other ones, but this is kind of a lip balm lipstick combo kind of thing. They are really beautiful. They have just enough pigment, and they're so moisturizing. For someone with dry lips, these lip butters have worked wonderfully. I don't know if they still have these available, but if they do, I'd definitely repurchase. The next product I have for you guys is from Neutrogena. This is their Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine with hyaluronic acid, and this is in the shade Brilliant Rose. And it is a beautiful lip glossy shade, and it does feel really hydrating on the lips. The product has kind of this paddle applicator, which I also really like, but my biggest grief with this product is that this paddle applicator is really hard to get back in there and out of there. I don't know if it's the same for the full size. This is like a sample or mini size, but I just can't get it back easily, nor can I pull it out easily either, which has prevented me from using this one, because as you can see, I just can't get it out of there. It is quite problematic getting it out, but the shade itself is really pretty, and if it wasn't for this problem with packaging, I would have definitely used this one more, but I probably wouldn't repurchase just because the packaging is so difficult. And just in case I didn't say the shade name correctly, this shade is 50 Radiant Rose. The next product I have for you guys is a lipstick that is just such a perfect shade. This is from Burt's Bees, and this is, I don't know if it has another name, but it's their kind of standard lipstick, and this shade is called 501 Blush Basin, and this is just a perfect shade. The formula is so creamy, but I want to say these lipsticks are not all equal. I remember having some other shades of this. Let me actually see if I can find them, and they were so patchy, but this Blush Basin is the perfect Your Lips But Better shade. I've really enjoyed this one, and as you can see, it's kind of a turned color on the side. I don't know if you can see, but it's a little bit blotchy, so it's definitely time for it to go, but I could see myself repurchasing this shade. I did find the other shade from this lipsticks line, and I can see now that it's called their Satin Lipsticks. This one is in the shade Wine Wave, and it is beautiful as well, but as you can see, the darker shades are a little bit more patchier. Now this one's not too bad, but I think there was a shade called Black Orchid or something that was really bad. I'll have to check what the shade name is, but this one is beautiful, and I just noticed that it has also started turning color on the side, so I think I'm going to declutter this shade as well. But I think these are super hydrating, and that shade Blush Basing is totally worth it. Now the next item I have for you guys is also something that I've held on to just way too long, and I think the reason why I held on to it for so long is that because it's such a cult classic. This is from Buxom, and this is their full-on lip cream in the shade White Russian. I don't know if you can see the swatch, but this is like your perfect, slightly their pink. And these full-on lip creams are known for their plumping effect. Now, I don't think I see an actual plumping effect, but they do kind of smooth the appearance of your lips, and I think that's the idea behind these. They feel cooling on the lip, and let me just add a little bit more color, and this I feel like is the perfect topper as well. It doesn't really alter the lip shade you're using, but it adds a lot of shine to it, and like I said, it does have this cooling effect that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's not too bad with these. I think I have a couple of other shades of these, but this one is just so old it has got to go. But I'll keep on repurchasing this formula because I do enjoy the smoothing effect that it gives to my lips. The next item I have for you guys is from Rimmel, and this is their Long Lasting Finish lipstick in the shade 37. And this is their Kate line, and this is a beautiful shade. I think I would otherwise keep this, but it just doesn't match me. It pulls too orangey on me, and I think there might be some use left on this, but it's at the end of the line as well, so I'm just gonna declutter it now. It probably wouldn't last very long, and the shade is just not for me. But in general, I think Rimmel makes decent lipsticks. It's definitely a lipstick that has a good price quality ratio, but I'm not the biggest fan of this Long Lasting Finish line. And the last lip product I have for you guys is from Essence, and this is their Instacare lipstick, and the shade is called 04 Babe Power. It is this pop and pink, and I don't have any complaints about the shade, but again, this has this kind of minty tingly feeling to it that didn't feel like it's really taking care of my lips what it's supposed to be. The claims on the packaging, let's look. It says butterly melting lipstick that instantly provides rich color and care for super soft lips. Now, I didn't honestly feel like it was conditioning in any ways, and maybe the shade is just wrong for me as well. I'm not really into these super bright ones, but it didn't feel comfortable on my lips, and also it broke down quite easily. I only used it a couple of times and a big chunk came off, so I wasn't too impressed with this line. I'll check if it's still even available, but I won't be repurchasing anything from this. In my lipstick pile, there was this Sephora scent called Chocolate. I haven't seen these in a long while. This has got to be like 7 years old at least too. I wonder if they have these anywhere, because I do remember that chocolate being like one of my favorite scents. There's a little bit left on the bottom, but I'm not going to try it. I'm sure it's gone bad. But does anyone else remember these? Have you ever seen any of these anywhere? If you have, let me know in the comments section. I would definitely repurchase this chocolate one. It is just a yummy scent altogether. Another item that was in my lipstick pile for some reason is from e.l.f. and this is their all over color stick in the shade Persimmon. And I remember this being like a dupe for some sort of cream highlighter. Now it's super patchy, it's gone bad, so I'm gonna have to toss it. But shimmer and the shade is definitely there still. It is beautiful. I don't know if they make these anymore. I'll have to check, but I do remember these were $1 a piece and definitely worth it. But I have so many makeup products these days, I probably wouldn't repurchase this one just because I get so little use out of these kind of stick form highlighters. But this was really beautiful. And the last item I have for you guys is not a lipstick either. It is actually a strobing stick from Maybelline. And this is their illuminating highlighter stick in the shade 100, a light iridescent. And look at this. It is so pretty. I just don't reach for these highlighter sticks, and I've totally forgotten I even had this. It is several years old, probably equally old as that e.l.f. stick, and this one's not patchy at all when I swatch it. It's still really pretty, but I probably wouldn't repurchase just because I don't use this type of product. But I do remember this being really good quality, and if you're into these kind of stick highlighters and they still sell this is a beautiful shade. So these were the 26 products I'll be decluttering after today. I'll definitely have to throw all of these away. They've expired, and even though the lipstick might be a little bit usable, this one, I don't know anyone that would really like that color. I'm really happy that I went through these. I saw a lot of beautiful shades, and that reminded me that I really need to dig into my collection more often, just sort things out and see which shades I'll be using so I won't leave anything unused. I think I've gotten plenty of use out of all of these except for some of the Tarte lip paints. Those I'm kind of sad that I didn't get as much use out as I wanted. All in all, everything else, I'm happy that I tried them. I'm happy I got some use out of them. I just feel like my collection is way too big and I definitely need to do more of these declutter videos, so stay tuned for some more. But thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you subscribe, and if you like these kind of declutter videos, I hope you give this video a thumbs up. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.